Hello everyone, welcome back again to our channel Trainer Saurav. From this tutorial onwards, we'll be starting a new concept in Java, which is arrays in Java. Guys, this will be a dedicated playlist in arrays in Java, and we'll be learning about everything related to arrays. Okay, we'll be touching single dimensional array, multi-dimensional array, and everything related to arrays concepts. And we'll be solving various interview questions as well. Okay. So before starting this video, I would like to request all of you to please like and share our videos. And also, if you are new to the channel, please subscribe to our channel, guys, because that really motivates us to create more videos like this. Thank you for watching. And so without any more ado, let's get started. As I said, today's topic will be arrays in Java. And this one today will be about single dimensional array. Okay. So let's directly go to our whiteboard and start. Okay, as I said, today we'll be starting with arrays in Java. Okay, as you know, guys, if you want to define arrays, so the definition will be arrays are a collection of similar data type. And by that, I mean that suppose you need to represent the marks of a student. Okay, say suppose there is a student called Rohan who got marks in mathematics, English, social science, and say Hindi, just for example. So maths he got 68, English he got 71, social science he got 78, and Hindi he got say 69. Okay. So now, if you don't know about arrays, by default what we will do is we will take four variables, one for mathematics, one for English, one for social science, and one for Hindi, and then we'll create them like this. But that is not an efficient way of storing the data. Okay, that's where arrays come into the picture. What arrays do is they really actually are, you can see here, they are a collection of similar data type. Okay, because these are integers, we can easily store them in an array. So what we can do is we can simply take a syntax like this. I can say they are integers, right? So I can say int and give a bracket. This is very important because it is a collection. We write it like this, and then I can say marks of Rohan, and then I can say equal to, and here I can store the numbers like this. Let me just go ahead and check the other numbers that we have written earlier. So it is 68, comma 71, comma 78, then 69. Okay, makes sense. So in this way, we can easily store a collection of multiple numbers into one array. Okay, so here, if you observe carefully, you can see the syntax here. So we have the data type or the return type, and then we have the bracket, and then we have the name of the array, and then we have the assignment operator, and then we have the values. And each value is separated by a comma, and then we have the curly braces where we write the elements, and then we have the terminating semicolon. Okay, so clear? This syntax is very important, guys. You have to remember the syntax. And this is an example of 1D array, one dimensional array. Okay, because we have a linear sequence of numbers. Say any n numbers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever it is. Here in this case, we are storing the marks of row. Okay, so I hope this is clear. Whenever we want to store a collection of values, it can be letters, it can be names, it can be numbers. In that kind of cases, we should use an array, which is a collection of similar data. Okay, just remember, we cannot, let me write a note here, we cannot store different kind of data in the same array. Okay, this is a very important note. We cannot store different kind of data in the same array because while declaring only we have decided the same integer data type. Clear? Understood? So let's go to our IDE and try to understand more about this. Okay, I'll just jump on to my IDE here. Already I have created the project. Let me just do one thing. In the source folder, I'll create a package. I will say on dot basics. Okay, so one more package. Say I will say arrays. Inside the arrays package, I will take a new example. Say single dimensional array. Okay. So this is our class. Okay, and let me get back there and just tell you about this. What and all we are going to learn here. Okay. I will show you how to create an array. Then I will show you how to store elements. And then I will show you how to access the elements. I beg your pardon if my handwriting is not good. I'm sorry about that, but you have to get used to it. Okay, because I'm using a highlighter to mark it. And the fourth one, let me just reduce the size a little bit. I hope now it will be okay. The fourth one is how to print the elements of the array. Okay, this four will learn. Okay, creation can also be called as declaration. Okay, fine. So let's go back to our ID and try to understand about it. Okay, I'll have the main function. And let me just say, suppose I want some marks of Rohan. It's a random name, so you can take any example if you want. So I'll just say data type, and the bracket is very important. Then I will say marks of Rohan is equal to, here I'm passing say 68, 71, 78, and 69. Fine. And guys, you have to understand one more thing. The size of this array is fixed. Okay. That means the number of elements that you are passing inside this curly braces will actually determine the size of the array. Okay. So when you write four elements here, ultimately the size becomes 4. That is the length. Okay. And because the size of an integer is 4 bytes, here we have 16 bytes of memory. Okay. So individual 4 bytes into 4 elements is equal to 16 bytes of memory. Fine. So this concept you have to remember. Okay, make sense? And now I will show you one more thing that people do. Some people write something like this. Suppose I need some decimal numbers, say some ratings or something. Okay, I will just say double and give the bracket as well. I will just say ratings. Say some teacher or lecturer has got some ratings from the students. So here I'm not going to initialize it here. What I'm going to do is, now I'm trying to write something like this. Ratings is equal to say 2.5, 4.5, 3.4, 4.6. You can see here this is not allowed. Okay. If you want to initialize the array, you have to do it in the same line itself. You cannot do it in two lines. Clear? This is not allowed. You have to understand this. Okay. So this line is correct that we have written earlier, but this is not acceptable. It is not allowed by the compiler. The GVM will return an error here. You can see it says array initializer is not allowed here. Okay. So what we can do is we can write in a different way. So rather than that, we can write it something like this. I can say double ratings is equal to, you can initialize it like this, new double of, you can fix the size now here. Say I want 5 elements, I can write like this. Okay, this is allowed. Now you can say ratings of. Okay, and one more thing I did not tell you, let me just tell you here. Okay, as I said, suppose I have an array arr of is equal to, I have some elements 1, 2, 4, 9 and 7. Just for example, each element in the array has a particular index. So the index of the first element starts from 0. Okay, so we have 0, then we have 1, 2, 3 and 4. So in that case, if we have 5 elements, the index of the last element will be 5 minus 1, that is 4. You can see here, right? So these are the elements. These are all the elements. And these all that you see here, 0 to n minus 1, they are actually the indices. Okay. So if you want to access any element of the array, you can use the index as a reference for that particular element. So if you want 4 element, you have to refer it by using the index 2. Okay. So let us go back there. And here, say I want the first element to be 2.5. See, that is allowed. Okay. Then I will say ratings of 4 is equal to 1.3. This is also allowed. Now ultimately you should be understanding that I have 5. The size of the array is 5. Okay. So in that case, I have now initialized the 0th element to 2.5. And first element is not there. So I will write 0. I will write 0. I will write 0. And then the last one 4, because it is 5, so n minus 1, right? So it will be 4. So this element will be 1.3, and because these are double, so it will be 0.0, 0.0, and this one will also be 0.0. Okay, got it? The ones that you initialize will get a particular value. If you are not initializing any value, then you will get them as zeros. Clear? Now if you try to access them, I'll just say s out. Let's print the second element of the array. So ratings of 2, or say second element, right? Second element will be ratings of 1. Let's run this and see what we get. See guys, as I said, if you are not initializing that value, it will be initialized to 0. Okay, so we are getting it something like this. I hope this is clear now. If you are not initializing any value in the array, that value will be initialized to that particular data type, the default value. So the default value of double is 0.0. So we are getting that. Okay, if it was integer, it will be 0. If it is string, it will be null. Okay, if you want to verify, you can see this. Say suppose I am saying string names is equal to new string of say 5. Okay, I have not initialized any one of them. Let us see if I say names of 0. Let's see what we get. We have not initialized even a single one, right? So you can see by default we are getting the default value of string, which is null, as I said. Okay, is it clear? So this is how we initialize and access the elements of an array. I hope this is clear now. Okay, now suppose if you want to display all the elements of the array, say here I have 4 elements. Okay, so what I will do, we can use a for loop. Okay, so for int I is equal to 0, I less than, so here we have 4 elements, so I can say I less than 4, so it will go from 0 to 3, I plus plus. I will just say s out, and let me remove the ln. I'll say marks of row 1, and I can give the index I. Okay, and let me give a space also, so that all the marks are there in the same line. Let us run this and see what we're getting. Okay, you can see guys, we're getting 68, 71, 78 and 69. The marks that we have here. Is that clear? But there is a problem. The problem is, suppose if I add one more element, say 35, then we won't be able to access that data. If I run this now, just see this. See, we are still getting four elements. Even though I added one more element, I'm not getting that because this is a hard-coded value. This is wrong. Even though you are increasing or decreasing the data, it will not reflect in this code because this is hard-coded. This is only for four elements. So if we are adding more elements, this is not going to work. So we have a function called the length of the array. Okay, the length of the array here will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Remember, the length of the array is equal to the number of elements in the array. Okay, so in that case, I can simply replace this by marks of Rohan dot length. Okay, now you can keep on adding as many numbers you want, it doesn't matter. It will still give you the correct output. All of the elements will be printed together. See, 35 is printed. Now say suppose I am removing 35 and 69. Now we have three elements. Your code does not bother about that. It will automatically give you the output. See, we're getting three elements. Okay. So guys, we have learned about creating an array. We can initialize the array, access the elements of the array, and also we have seen that if we don't initialize any value in the array, they will get the default values of that particular data type. Okay, and we can use a for loop or a while loop to access the elements of the array. Okay, and there is one more loop that I want to show you. Say, let me go to the next line first. Then I will say for each loop for the data type is int, and let's say x, the variable in that array, and say out. Let me write print and say x and just say plus space. Okay, so for data type, name of the variable, then name of the array, and then the statement where I'm just printing this variable. Okay, and depending on the data type of the array, I'm writing this data type. Let's run this and see. Okay, you can see that the for each loop or the enhanced for loop is also working the same way. Fine. So this is it about single dimensional arrays, guys. I hope you have understood this. If you really like this video, please give the video a thumbs up, and if you are new to the channel, please motivate us by liking this video and subscribing to our channel, guys. That is very important, and it will really motivate us to bring more better content to you. At the same time, if you have any doubts, if you did not understand any part of the video, please ping them in the comment section. I'll be very happy to clarify those doubts. And till the next video, this is Saurabh signing off. Bye bye and happy learning. Thank you for watching.